Thank you, Stonewall. Sorry about that. I will be testing Vader and Sith Eternal, but I don't have Watt available. I used him in Phase 1. So it will be, which is actually one of the things I wanted to test. I want to test Vader Sith Eternal without Watt, and we'll see how that goes. The best team that I have seen in P4 is, JKR, Luke, Hoda, Cam, and Ray. But Gas instead of Cam is nearly as good. It's very, very, very close. That said, I'm going to be doing Jedi Master Luke because I don't have Rey, and also because there's a lot of people out there with Jedi Master Luke and a bunch of Jedi, and they want to know what to do with them. So we're going to see what we can do. That's not really going to be the most exciting team, however. It's really kind of boring and very consistent. Should get between 4 and 5% fairly easily for everybody pretty much every time. You've just got to make sure that Jedi Knight Revan doesn't die too soon. You definitely want the RNG with it is whether or not somebody will be revived by Revan before he dies. That said, my entire team is R5 except for Jedi Knight Luke, so my damage won't quite be as high. I'll be going probably between 3.5% and 4% would be my guess. All right, let's get some of this pulled up here. How's everybody doing tonight? I moved the camera to the lower left side. I hope that's better for everybody. Oh, it took long enough to load. Let's get our evening energy before I forget. And do you guys want me to do Vader and C first or JML? Sounds like we've got Stonewall voting for Vader and Exo voting for JML. Why, thank you, Stonewall. I appreciate that. Okay, I do... Let me go ahead and while I'm at it, because I haven't... I actually just took my Malak to R5 for this. So why don't we go ahead and start with the JKL team first. Or the JML team. And then we'll do Vader C. That'll let me get the mods right for the Vader team. Let's pull up our normal Vader team. And we're going to replace. This. So I'm going to try out actually a bunch of different people in the 5th slot. I really like in this, we're going to do Vader, Malik, Sith Eternal, and Sidious. Because we don't have Watt, anything to get more dots out there is going to be better. So we'll use Sidious there, hopefully for some more dots. And, but in the 5th, I want to try Marauder, because he stacks offense as more dots get out there. And I want to try Sith Trooper, just for all of the assists and crits. And we'll also try Emperor Palpatine, just because everybody has him at R5 to 7. So, might be good. Okay. Awesome. Okay, let's jump in here. I'll show off the mods real quick for what we're going to be doing. Yeah, any non-slacker team. Good call, Mad Cow. So this is the lineup I'm going to be using. I don't have... There's some other good options out there, like using Jolie and Shak T. This is the lineup. I mean, I basically use all of these characters in Arena now, so this was a no-brainer to get everybody to R5. I don't necessarily want to take Shak T or Jolie to R5 at the moment. So right now, I'm going to use this, and they all seem to do about the same amount of damage anyway. There's definitely going to be maybe a little bit higher cap with Jolie because you could possibly revive people more often, but that's also a lot of RNG, which I like to avoid. Okay, let me show off the mods. It's not going to be anything too crazy. I like to get a little bit of health on everybody. We want a little bit of speed here, but mostly we need a crit triangle and damage. Lots and lots of damage. It's JKL. No surprises there. On my JML, I haven't even taken him past R5. We're going to go with really just a standard arena loadout. He never really gets in danger of dying. Otherwise, I'd stack him with health. But that's about it. A little bit of damage, not much. Really, we're not using him for anything but sort of surviving and calling assists and some other significant buffs. He's basically C for the Jedi. Now, gas is where all of our damage is going to come from, or most of it anyway. So we're putting a little bit of health, a little bit of speed. We're, of course, going after crit damage big time. And then his offense. Now, mine's only R5. If you have him at R7, I'd definitely be shooting for 8,500 damage. So we're definitely going to be a little bit lower on damage just because I've only got an R5 gas. And Revan, so you want to put some health on him. All this does really is cut down RNG, but it gets really frustrating. This keeps you from having to retry this 15 times to get that extra damage. And you don't need him super fast for this. He's not doing anything super crazy here. He gets a bunch of speed bonuses anyway. So don't worry too much about making sure he's got speed. Give him some health so you don't have to retry this 50 times. And Hoda. Or I'm sorry, JKR won't be getting speed bonuses here. We're using a JKL lead, sorry. I just finished up doing another mod profile, and I was still thinking of the JKR Ray team. But you don't need him very fast here. And then Hermit Yoda, you always want fast. A decent amount of health on him as well, so that he doesn't die too early, because there's a little bit of RNG there. He's a bit more survivable than JKR. off the bat, but a little bit of health will help. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some runs here. So I'm going to be aiming, normally if you had an R7 gas, you want to be aiming for 4 to 5%, and you can get as high as 6% if you're really lucky. I'm going to be aiming for 3.5 to 4.5% at R5 here. Disconnected. First move, always going to be Heroes Arise. That way, when he does all this, you counter. You're trying to get a good amount of damage off early. We did start at 98.65. We had a couple people drop a little bit of damage early, which in Phase 4 isn't too big a deal because we're going to walk it down to 90% before we unload anyway. So it'll be fine. Still, there's going to be some censuring, I'm sure. All right. So then we definitely want to be putting Master's Training over on Gas. That's where all of our damage is. It also gives him a defense buff. So far, we're lucking out. He's not going straight after JKR, which he likes to do sometimes. Right here, we're going to pass to Gas and get some damage out there. The AoE here, we want to use this because it gives everybody crit immunity, and we want that crit immunity before he goes this next time. And with this line up with everything, the timing that we're going for here, now we get to use this mass assist right at the end of his turn meter. The JKR lead is great for Rey. For this comp, though, I think JKL is a lot better. Mostly because you're not actually lasting that long in this. So just getting that big damage up front with Heroes Arise and all that. And if you can get a second Heroes Arise, so kind of the main goal here is to get a second Heroes Arise off. If we can keep Gas and JKL alive long enough for that, that's where so much of your damage is coming from. Okay, then here we want to get the big damage from our, what's this called again? Repulse. There we go. Get this out there, because it hits raid bosses 3 times. Okay, so that was our revive from Revan, so now Revan can die and no hard feelings. And now we'll go ahead and call Gas. Okay, I'm not happy that Luke is already dead, but that's what we got this run. So now we're at 94.94. So this is a decent run. We're going to hit, hopefully, depending on who he goes after here, we're going to hit, hopefully, a good 4%. Disconnected. So, no, we're only going to get a little more than 3.5%, unfortunately, because he took out Gas. But that is the standard run there. Nothing too crazy. Let's go ahead and restart this, see if we can get a little bit better RNG. We can also go ahead and try it with a JKR lead. Let's swap them just for fun here. See how we do. Airplane mode. Okay. So let's see, what would we want to do here? Because we're going to set something off right away. So we could do the AoE in order to give everybody crit immunity on the Rancor's first attack. But we're not going to get the counter attacks. Yeah, I don't think there's much better option than just doing that. Okay, so this is a new thing that I've only just started seeing. They added a mastery decreased debuff icon. Has anybody else seen that before? Because I hadn't seen it until today. And it only shows up in some runs. Okay, let's see. So we could pass it. If we pass it to gas, we might still be able to get the mass attack off before. Let's try. Let's see if we can do both before the Rancor's turn. It doesn't look like it. No. So not the best play here, but... Alright, and there was Revan's revive. Yeah, I've actually seen... I also saw a 65% run with an R7 using it with only 570 speed. So it doesn't seem that speed is absolutely the key there. So I'm going to do some more testing. I might try to Merc maybe this week just so that I can test a bunch of P1 stuff to find out. Okay, repulse. All right. Yeah, not liking this run. Let's try JKR lead here one more time, but I think in the end it's just about getting off as much damage as quickly as possible with this team and not worrying about the longevity that Rey gives you. And under Rey, with Rey in there, it really allows you to take advantage of JKR's lead that gives you so much extra damage for out-of-turn attacks. But let's do this one more time. And airplane mode. Okay, so the other option here, we could, instead of giving the crit hit immunity, which is probably the best idea, let's see what happens if we do this first instead. Okay, I don't see any problems with that. Now we know, so we should go ahead and do the mass assist here. So you have to be careful with using that ability because it gives the exposes. And when you set off the exposes, each one of those counts as a hit. And so we just totally fed him a bunch of turn meter because I wasn't thinking of that. All right. And repulse, which also feeds a bunch of turn meter because it's 3 hits. Not doing terribly here. Might actually be okay because I believe we've got this heal and this heal. Okay, this is actually going pretty well, and we haven't used JKR's revive yet, so that's something. There's the revive. Yeah, okay. Not terrible. I definitely like the JKL lead better so far, but we also fed a whole bunch of turn meter that we didn't necessarily need to, so we'll do this one more time. Really? Okay. Meanwhile, let's take a look at our mod setup for the Vader team. Okay. This looks like a setup that will do. Moving the mods. You are very welcome. I'm not going to try to pronounce your name, number 9. Okay. One more try here with JKR before we hop back to... actually, we probably don't need to show off JKL again. It really doesn't vary much from that. Okay, so... I don't think we need to do the AoE. I liked giving this to Gas right off the bat. And that, and then... It's kind of unfortunate. And then here we don't want to use that. Feed a ton of turn meter. Okay, and now we get off the repulse right at the end here. So this is definitely a better order, though not with a whole lot of damage, unfortunately. We don't have a whole lot going on here, so now maybe it's okay to go ahead and just do this. Well, that didn't work out as well as I'd hoped. Okay, I think it's time to go play with Sith Eternal. All right, let's load up the other account. Just checking in with the guild. Since we're supposed to be finishing phase 4 here in about half an hour. Okay. Now with this one, yeah, that's what I was figuring, is that 590 speed is just going to be necessary for it. But I'm going to be very interested to see this run, the 65% R7 run with only 570 speed. But thank you, Mad Cow, for posting that. Okay. All right, so these 3 are key. If you have Watt left over, you definitely want to use him here. We don't, so we're going to use Sidious. That'll give us something. Now the question is going to be Palpatine, Marauder, or Sith Trooper. Personally, I'm betting Sith Trooper is actually going to work out best here. Stonewall, he posted it in my Discord server in the Imperium General channel. Mad Cow, there is actually a CPit discussion channel. Try to post those there, please. So let's start. Let's start with Sith Marauder. That's the one I want to see the most, because I would like to see how well that does. Mods, nothing too crazy. I'm going with basically the same mods that I would use for Phase 3. So not a ton of speed, though some more speed would probably be a good idea on Vader. Crit damage triangle, and damage. It's linked in all of my videos, Stonewall. Theoretically, it should be linked in the description of this live stream, I believe. And then for Sith Eternal, we've kind of got nothing but health. He's just there to stay alive. You don't actually want him. He doesn't do that much damage, so you don't want to really hit the boss with him. He can't restore protection. He can't link anything. So he's just there to soak up some hits and then heal everybody when they die, when one of them dies off. And then Malik, of course, we want a good amount of speed on him, and then his normal tankiness. Add a decent amount of armor. You don't need a ton here because it's not going to make that much difference. And that's really about it. He's just there to land Tenacity down as quickly as possible. And that's really it. And we should, that said, with this, in P4, we might be able to slow Malik down, just make him really slow, because Sith Eternal should be calling him to assist first move, which should get the tenacity down, but I'm not sure how the rest of it's going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and leave him fast for now, because we may need to reapply that tenacity down more often. Sidious, nothing. It's Sidious. He doesn't really do anything, really. So he's going to drop some dots, and we're just going to try to get as many out as quickly as possible, and that's really it. Marauder is just damage. So crit damage, I should probably give him a crit damage set, but I went with a little bit of speed instead and some survivability. Well, not much survivability, but just a ton of damage. We're going to see how that does. Do I need this? No, I don't. All right, let's try this out. Going into airplane mode. Okay, theoretically, we're going to want Sith Eternal fast enough to go before the Rancor there, I think. Because we'd want the Tenacity down going off first. Well, let's go ahead and play this out and see where we get to. Okay. Now, we do have a bunch of debuffs out there. Let's see how much damage this actually does. Pretty respectable. Okay, that's not great. All right, let's make Sith Eternal fast enough that we can get that off early. I think we can definitely make Malik slow. He doesn't need speed because we're not going to last long enough. It's not going to matter. So let's make those changes real quick. No, I should just close that. It's going to need to reload anyway once I load up a new mod profile. Okay. Let's see here. Vader's fine. I'm not gonna... no, let's give him some more speed. I didn't like how slow he was. And Malik, we're going to go ahead and drop him down to practically no speed. It's just not going to matter. We will just make him as tanky as he can be. And let's get some speed on Sith Eternal. He doesn't really need the massive amounts of health, so we can drop that. And I think Sid and Marauder were just fine, except let's go ahead and try a crit damage set on Marauder as well. Okay. Anybody think of any other changes we ought to make there? Yeah, of course Vader always dies. Yeah, it's the one you need to really keep alive there. It's okay. Don't worry about it, RNG. It's fine. Everything's fine here. All right, we're going to go with this, see how it goes. Nope, need more speed on Vader. Nope, Still don't think that's enough speed. 251. Nah. Let's take him up some more. I'd probably like 260. It's normally where I want him for this. Well, he's going to be faster in this team because he's got more speed because there's no watt. So actually 251 might just be fine. Let's try that. And then Malik will gain some extra armor. Not going to be that big a deal. And then a little bit of extra speed on Sith Eternal. Let's see if that's enough speed. And Malik, why are you... Huh, okay. Mods are moving. And making me broken game. I really think they should make it free to move mods. Noted, Mad Cow. I will start just changing all of the names of all of the channels for fun now. I should just stick with one abbreviation, though, and just keep everything CPit. I think everybody understands CPit by now. Though Crankor is fun. Okay, let's try this again with a little bit of new modding. So we bumped Vader's speed just a little bit, not a ton. Sith Eternal, we bumped his speed by a good 30-ish. So he's up to 429 now. Hopefully that means he'll go before the Rancor should. I don't remember the Rancor being that fast. Malik's a little bit tankier, and that's really it. Still not fast enough. Okay, let's just give him a little bit more speed in the game here without dumping out. Okay, 429. So the Rancor must be somewhere around 430. Let's see what we got here. Let's just... Fine, we can swap this for a speed mod. This'll do. It really doesn't matter that much. For those of you who have joined us recently, we did a little bit of P4 JML testing. It's not very exciting. It's pretty consistent, though. And right now we're working on figuring out modding and what we can do with a Vader lead Sith Eternal team that doesn't have Watt in it. Airplane mode. All right, not a great number of dots there, but thanks for going after Sith Eternal. All right, this one's fun. 126, not bad. I definitely like having the crit set on there as well as the triangle. Okay, that doesn't hurt my feelings much. But yeah, we just do not have nearly enough dots out there yet. This will be... And even C's getting hurt. He's got a good amount of health right now. Even with the health I pulled off of him. Alright, still in airplane mode. Well, let's see what Culling Blade does right here. 168. Alright, so... we got 2.5%, or no, 1.5% right now. That's not looking very promising. Ooh, ow. So we'll get about 2% out of this run. Let's try another run. Anybody have any particular ideas for some changes we could make here? Or should we just go ahead and swap out our Marauder for somebody else? Yeah, yeah. I saw that, and then I was like, yeah, I'm totally not going to Relic Cash in Andor for this team. That's not happening. That was better. So I'm almost tempted to use Culling Blade here since we've got 7 things, and we also haven't... the Rancor's only gone once to reduce offense. Let's try it. We're in airplane mode. That was a lot better. We don't have tenacity down, though, so... I'll have to get that reapplied. Now that's still doing okay damage. Wow. Yeah, this is pretty rough without Watt. We really need somebody to cleanse. Because the Sith Eternal's healing isn't working without cleanse. Oh, and Vader's gone. Well, rest of this run's pointless. Still, that might be the way to do it, is let's just try to get off a Culling Blade while the other stuff is still on there. We'll see if we can make that, if we can swing that somehow. Now I'm thinking of trying to use Palp for the offense up. Okay, we're... yeah, I don't really want to R5 Maitreya for this either. But I'm at least more inclined to do that than cash in. No, I am not a whale. All right, let's try... So, and I mean, that is one of the other benefits of the Sith Troopers. He does have that cleanse, but I don't even know that you could get that off at a useful time. Right. That's my thought, Mad Cow, is I would rather use Watt elsewhere. This team just isn't ever going to do enough to where it's really worth it. Like, you're better off, in my opinion, just going ahead and using Sith Empire, getting that 2 to 4% in there in a nice, easy manner, without too much real effort. Okay. We're not going to be able to get Palpatine to go before Vader. We only landed a few dots here, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's go ahead and put the offense up. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to his roar. You know what? Let's back out and try this one again, and I'll pay attention this time. Okay, there we go. Some more dots. Let's go ahead and... Wow, really? We only landed one? That's unfortunate. So, you'd probably want to rerun this to try to get the RNG where you land a good 6 dots on him. See if you can get any more, and then use a Merciless Massacre Culling Blade. Aim for 6 dots plus, and you can maybe get 2.5% out of this team. And that's going to be, plus, you know, what's coming off of Malik, which is something. Okay, we don't want to use this here because he's going to roar. So... Wow. Alright, a couple more times with Palpatine, and then we're going to move on to Sith Trooper. Yeah, it's showing up a lot now. How did we not land Tenacity down? Oh my. Okay. I see how you're going to beat it, RNG. I see you. There we go. There we go. Now let's see if Vader will survive long enough to get to a Culling Blade. I'm betting RNG is not going to be that kind to us. Yeah, Palpatine's adding nothing to this. I mean, there's maybe a way that we could time it. Palpatine would have to be faster than Vader, but you need both of them to be survivable enough. You could slow both of them down and make them survivable and try to get to that next level, but you really just need Watt in here, or Cassian, apparently, or possibly Traya. Yeah, he did say that. He dropped a nice little picture in our Discord. It looked like I think he did 39 million total, or 43. I can't remember. But congratulations. I'm glad you guys finally beat it. It does feel like a bit of a sense of accomplishment after you do it, right? Because it's definitely a challenge. They weren't lying. It's just I didn't expect the challenge to be coordination. I thought the challenge might actually be the raid itself. Okay. Forget Palpatine, and let's do Sith Trooper here real quick. And then we're going to have to do our actual runs for Phase 4. Let's see here. Yep. Awesome. That's perfect. Let's try that again. Yeah, definitely not my favorite team, but I really just want Sith Eternal to be at least minorly relevant even. Wow. Okay. All right. You leave Vader alone, you. Yeah, see, and this is where our Sith Eternal is now too fast. We want him to be just faster than... Ah, darn it. We want him to be just faster than the Rancor, but not so fast that he is feeding turn meter. All right, we'll do this one more time, see if we can get Vader to survive till that Culling Blade, just so that we can see how much damage potential we actually have. Even if it's a pain of RNG. Well, we're not even going to have any stacks to... We're not going to have any dots to actually cull, so... Forget that run. Yeah, I think it's sucky too. I mean, I understand that he's significantly easier to get than the other GLs, but man, he's really underwhelming in a lot of ways. He is fun, though. I will grant that he is fun in, well, not this raid, but in, some content. I honestly can't even think of content that you can use him in that he's fun. It's just fun to see him take down JML, I guess, in Arena. Oh, we didn't have... Okay, this might not have been so bad if I had used Malik's Basic instead of the other thing. All right. So, yeah, because we would have had a few more dots at least. So this isn't going to be very impressive, I'm sure. Yeah, okay. So this is... You're going to get 2% out of this. You're much better off with Watt or apparently Cassian. For all of you who have Relic 5'd your Cassians, congratulations, you won this lottery. Okay. So now I'm probably going to be on hold for a while here while the rest of the guild does their damage to P4 here. All right, so we're chipping it down to 90% real quick, and then we're going to do our significant runs. I don't really have a ton on this account to do much with here other than this Sith Eternal. I've got some Jedi. I've got an never mind. I've got an Anakin who can do a little bit of damage. And that'd really be about it. So I'll just save this account for a Sith Eternal run. That's not going to be super interesting. So let's pull up the other account and load up our JML. Okay, let's jump in here and see if we've got anything useful to run. Okay, I could put my CLS in there. I don't have them modded properly for particularly good damage here. But I've got them, so we might as well use it. Well, no, let's save them for Zerg just in case we have to. We've got some Galactic Republic I could maybe use. Maybe a General Kenobi lead or a Fives lead. Rex lead? No. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and save. We've got enough people with little teams to take it down, so I'm going to save my CLS for Zerg just in case we need it. And we'll just wait for them to get it down to 90% before we jump in with JML. Though, I mean, we can jump in with JML now. It doesn't really matter. Okay. We did not like the Jedi Knight Revan lead, so let's go back to JKL. Let's make sure we still have the right mods on this team. We should. Yep, we're all good. So the result of the Sith Eternal test was definitely that I liked Sith Marauder best just because at least he could do one big hit. Palpatine was absolutely useless, and I mean, Sith Trooper got some damage in with the assists. I'm not sure how much that really helped, but he did it. And he has the cleanse, but it didn't come in handy. All right, checking in with the guild. Oh, death. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and work on our run here. Try to get a good one in. We're going to shoot for 4% or higher since I only have the R5 gas. We are in airplane mode. Always check. Nope, bad RNG. So that's the main RNG that you're going to find in this one, is if JKR gets killed before he gets to revive somebody. And a second time in a row. Big hit from Luke. Well, he got off the revive, I think, and then died. Worried a bit about Luke over there, so we're going to go ahead and heal. And we're past 3%, and we'll see if we can get up to 4. Okay. So we should be close maybe to 4% on this one, maybe even a little over. So checking airplane mode, and we're going to go ahead and hold this one. So from here on out, it's going to be pretty much a boring ride while we wait on the rest of the guild. All right. We are in airplane mode, though, and hopefully the game doesn't crash. I'm reporting damage in our Discord channel. And in the meantime, I'm going to run the C team on my other device. Not that that's going to contribute a whole lot. Checking airplane mode, as always. Actually, of course, having very good RNG on the other device. I now fully believe in the streamer's curse. Well, there went that. Still, we should have 2% with it, so that's as good as I'm expecting from it. Okay. Reporting that. And now we play the waiting game. Well, who wants to talk board games? I'm going to have to find a good waiting for damage posting time, like intermission screen. Just pull up a movie and watch it. No, they're different accounts. So yeah, I have an alt account that I set up specifically for GAC, and that's what the one that's running Sith Eternal is. Which, to be fair, Sith Eternal is actually quite good for GAC. So I'll give it that much credit. You are very welcome, Abner. Oh, and I promised a shout out to all the Germans out there. So shout out. Okay, I think we're getting close-ish. Looks like we're at about 84%, which is good because that means we really only needed another about 6% because we can walk it down that far very easily if we need to. I mean, really, as long as we've got this amount of damage holding, then we can walk it down from other people fairly easily. Okay, just a couple more teams need to come in, and we'll be good to go. Okay. I know this is the most entertaining part of this raid. Everybody loves this part, the sitting on airplane mode part. It's the best phase. Guaranteed to make sure that you enjoy your game. Okay. So you guys are in P2 right now, or are you or did you already end up not finishing the raid this time and you're just working on a P2 squad for next time? Mad Cow, thank you for reposting that in the challenge pit discussion. I am going to go ahead and rename that CPit discussion. And there we go. All better now. Shock clones with Cody, 8%. I'm really going to have to check that out. I do actually have a relic Cody, and I'd like to get some use out of him. Or maybe I'm imagining that I relicked him and thinking that I thought about it and came to my senses. Because that might have been the case instead for Republic offensive. Nice, Abner. Personally, I don't recommend doing the Daka zombie because if you have Thrawn, you can get a much more consistent run. It doesn't have as high a damage ceiling, but you can get a good 15 to 20% more easily just using Thrawn and Sith Trooper with Kylo, Hux, and crew. But with Daka Zombie, you can definitely get higher. I've seen as high as almost 40% with it, but it just takes so much good RNG that it can be a real pain. But if you luck out, it's a very good team. But if you run that and you find that the RNG just isn't for you, definitely check out the video on the, what do I have it called? It should just be CPit Phase 2, 3, Slacker, Thrawn. First Order. Check out that team. It can get pretty easily 20%. If you get good RNG with it, you can get 25. The dripping water. So soothing. And then there's the Rancor growl. Well, I'm going to go ahead and add some music in here. Let's see. We'll just listen to that wonderful composition from Tommy. How do I make it play in this? really close. We just need a couple more percent. We're going to walk it down here a little bit. And we've got one more person reporting in 4.5%. So I think that means we should be good. Mathing, please wait. So phase 4 is where you need to be the most careful if you're right on the edge, which this guild is pretty on the edge with phase 4. It takes, you really don't want to have to Zerg the end if you don't have to. But you can. So there's always a few extra percent that you can get with all of the R5 Maliks out there, with the General Grievuses and CLS in particular. A lot of people have CLS high enough to be able to Zerg some. Okay, and we had one more person report in. So that should put us in safe territory, even. And this is why I've been trying to find consistent teams over high damage teams recently, is so that people don't have to wait so long while other people try for good RNG. So, like, I really like this JML team because it's very consistent. JKR Ray is also very consistent. That's a very, very, very good team for Phase 4. So anybody who has Ray, work on your Jedi to be able to do that. I'm not going to advise working on Cassian and getting him to Relic 5, but, you know, for all those Cassian Andor fans out there, you go for it. Oh, no. Ultimate doesn't matter at all for this raid. So Ray's ultimate is nice for the raid, but JML and Sith Eternal, their ultimates don't matter. And to a certain extent, their ultimates don't matter hardly anywhere in the game. Like in Arena, you're never going to make it to JML's ult. With Sith Eternal, I still don't have Sith Eternal's ult, but I've never gotten to a point where I would have used it in Arena. In GAC, I definitely have when soloing, You can use the ult for Sith Eternal, but I can't even see using the ultimate for JML in Arena, which is unfortunate because it's actually a pretty cool ult. I guess it's useful in territory battles. But yeah, so to answer your question specifically, Paul, there is no difference because you cannot get to his ultimate. Actually, I thought Cassian was a really cool character. I'm kind of looking forward to this show. It's not a show I ever wanted, and I'm kind of concerned that they're just not going to do it right. Because Cassian is such a interesting, conflicted character. You know, you have this guy whose job it is to do bad things for what he thinks is the right reasons. So I'd be very interested to see it done right, but I'm very afraid that it will be done wrong. Okay, looks like we're good. We're just queuing up a couple extra runs to secure the victory just in case somebody crashes or anything like that. Because that is something you also have to be careful of. That's why I always recommend making sure you have at least 110% reported damage in case somebody's phone crashes before it will post. There's all kinds of things that can happen. It's very unfortunate. And the Braveheart memes have started. Wonderful. Yeah, crashing in this raid. I really hate that you have to play this on airplane mode. It's such a problem for so many reasons for so many people. Okay, and we're calling post. It is. It's an interesting thing. It's conflict. It's the core of any good story. And so a purely conflicted character like that is very interesting. Also an interesting phrase, purely conflicted. Okay, we are posting now. Let me turn off airplane mode, get the last damage in here, see what we actually get to. Alright, hopefully we can get... Oh, come on. Oh, that's such a shame. Oh well, it'll be fine. Okay, and... My Sith Eternal. Let's get the last bits of damage in from Malik. Okay. Alright, 1.4 is not terrible. And Redman beats me again. Alright, now it's just waiting for everybody to post. Some people are probably putting kids to bed with their phone on airplane mode, waiting for us to post, so sometimes even posting can take a little while. And then if there were enough people that crashed, what we can do is we can go in with Zerg teams and clean up the rest. We should be just fine. We have quite a few Zerg teams available. Almost there, just need a couple more people. Well, while we're waiting, let's go ahead and jump in and Zerg, because we can. I believe I have a mod set for Zerg. Let's see if we can get one little Zerg team in. We're going to do CLS. That's the Zerg team that I have set up on my main account. Load up my Zerg loadout. That must be another one of the loadouts that I deleted on accident. It sure seems that way. Oh my. Okay, well, we'll just go in with what we've got then. Let's make sure it's not totally unusable. Okay. we're missing mods and everything. Let's see, I'm sure I can just load up another one quick enough. That'll do. Not going to be a perfect Zerg loadout, but I'm sure it will do just fine. Assuming we even get it in time to do any damage. Load. Oh, nope, it was cleared. Missed it by that much. Okay, well, we've cleared it. Sometimes it just takes a little while. And all the memes have begun. Excellent. Yes, so I use Hot Utils for all of my mod management, so Grand Ivory and Hot Utils is phenomenal. I'd estimate saves me about 20 hours a month, because modding just, it takes so much time if you want to do it well, and I like doing it well, especially for Grand Arena, because because GAC is my favorite part of the game. Modding's super important for that. And so I would spend a lot of time modding if I didn't have Hot Utils. Let's see where we ended up here. Okay, yep, Redman took first place again. He usually does. He's got a few... He's got that nice spread of teams across all 4 phases. Mouse and Death doing good. And my main account... just sitting back there, not a little bit behind. That last Zerg team could have pushed me over Death. It's okay, Death. You got me this time. It's fine. I'm not salty or anything. All right. So that is a successful run from a guild that's not able to do it super easily, mostly just because of participation. It's really hard to get enough people together on a Friday and Saturday night to do this. Mostly you've got a lot of people with, kids or eating dinner at that time, and having to put their phone on airplane mode to do this is just not the greatest thing. Thank you very much, Abner. I appreciate it. You guys will get there eventually. Just, make sure you're focusing on the right teams. If you haven't yet, definitely grab the spreadsheet that's on my Discord. It'll help make sure that you guys know what teams you should be going for. It'll let you know where you're lacking in each phase and how you can best make up for that. So it can help you direct your guild members to specific teams. Hey, go after this team because we really need some more phase 4 damage here, which is usually where you're going to have problems. Yeah, I know, right, Speedy? Last time you got a crazy payout. I was thinking it was even 3 fully crafted pieces, or did you get 2 full crafted and something else that was really good? Either way, you had a ridiculously good payout at 39. All right. So, on that successful note, I'm going to go eat some dinner. But thank you all so much for hanging out. This was a lot of fun as usual. So we'll be back again for this, I'm sure, next Friday. And hopefully things will go even smoother and we'll start getting this down to a real science instead of... I think we could call this an art. Sure. Anyway, till next time.